So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the new Brexit Minister, who is Liz Truss. So who will succeed David Frost as Brexit Minister, and what does it mean for EU talks? Well, we have the answer now, is Big Liz. So Liz Truss replaces Frost as in post-Brexit talks. So Foreign Secretary Liz Truss will replace Lord Frost as the UK's lead negotiator with the EU in post-Brexit talks. Now, we talk about towards the end of the video why I think she was given this role. But she will retain her role as foreign minister, and also she's the in charge of women, and she's the women and equalities minister as well as being the Brexit minister and foreign secretary. So she does not have an easy job. So she's going to be the one leading the charge now. Conservative MPs were split over the departure of Lord Frost, who resigned, citing concerns about the current direction of the UK was travelling in of the government. The peer told Johnson he had concerns over code policy, which we know is a lie, or potentially a lie, urging him to avoid introducing coercive measures, because if he was concerned, he would have just waited until Johnson did something, because Johnson hasn't actually put in new measures apart from the mask mandate, I believe. That's it. There's no further restrictions in the UK. Why I think he's left is because he realises Johnson has no actual vision for Brexit. You know, he has no vision, no idea what he's doing, and he's forced Lord Frost to climb down on the Article 16 threats. The UK accepted the role of the ECJ in the Northern Ireland Protocol, so again, it's just this guy's clearly not telling the truth, in my opinion, about why he left his role. Some Tory backbench MPs who share Lord Frost's views describe his exit as a disaster. That would be like the Baker Group. Big Brexit hardman Steve, I think he's very unhappy about this, but others in the party said it offered a chance to press the reset button in negotiations with the EU, and I think it could have been a good opportunity to do this, but we have Brexit hardwoman Liz Truss, and she's gone back to the old Frost playbook. We'll talk about that in a moment. So Liz Truss has a lot of jobs. She's the Foreign Secretary, the Minister for Women and Equalities, and now the lead negotiator with the EU on the Northern Ireland Protocol. And again, these three roles were given their own kind of ministerial roles. Like, I think the Minister for, originally it was just for women. I think it might have had a Minister for Women, and there was a separate role for equalities, and they merged those two, I think, for women and equalities. So that was one ministerial job in its own. Then obviously you got the Foreign Secretary, which is a role in its own, and you had the Brexit Minister, which was again a role on its own. Do you see what I'm saying here? So she's got all three. So it's a monster brief, and she's going to do all three badly. Particularly noteworthy, therefore, is the appointment of her deputy, Chris Heaton-Harris, a former MEP who supported Leave in 2016, so brilliant, a genius who voted to get rid of his job. Phenomenal stuff. His presence may appease some backbenchers who are particularly unhappy to see Frost go, because they saw Frost as a bit of a hardliner. It is early days, but I've heard initial suggestions that there won't be a radical departure in policy. So the issue with that is which is government policy then, because they've had a massive recent climb down with sort of red lines they created in the Northern Ireland Protocol, which they backtracked from. So is it the backtrack that's current government policy, or is it the original get rid of the ECJ and no checks in the RSC and all this nonsense? Is that the government policy? Like, which one is it? However, the UK's approach pre-Truss was already softening in certain areas. A source close to the Foreign Secretary said Liz and David are friends and come at things from the same direction, but Liz will put her own stamp on it and do it the Liz Truss way. So she's going to cut and paste from someone else then, because that's what she did with the trade deals for the most part. But no matter how confident the Foreign Secretary may feel, she's inheriting a hard and politically sensitive task. And, she's got her work cut out for her, because nothing she does will be good enough for the DUP and the hardliners, because she can't trigger Article 16. It's not going to happen. She's going to have the Yanks on her case, especially since she's Foreign Secretary as well. The Americans will be like, what the hell are you doing? And she'll have to go over there and try and appease the Americans, because that will be part of her job. So again, she's in a very she's in a no-win situation, basically. Ms. Truss campaigned for Remain ahead of the 2016 referendum, saying continued EU membership was in Britain's economic interest. Geez, I wonder where that lady's gone. The Northern Ireland Protocol has remained a sticking point since it was struck between the UK and the EU in 2019, with some businesses saying it makes it more difficult to send goods to Northern Ireland from GB, which is true, it does. But you needed a border somewhere. A trade border had to be put up somewhere, and it was the Irish Sea. That's what Johnson chose. Labour's Baroness Chapman said she congratulated Miss Truss on her appointment, and the government must now stop with their needless posturing and work to reach an agreement, which is true. It's about time now we actually got somewhere with this. But what can we see here? Liz Truss's first kind of statement, or first kind of thing she's put out in her role, which says we want a constructive relationship with the EU underpinned by trade and our shared belief in freedom and democracy. Resolving the current issues is critical to unleashing that potential. Okay, fine. Bit weak, boring. The UK's position has not changed. That's not great. We need goods to flow freely from GB to NI. I mean, that's not going to happen. I mean, that's not going to happen because there's a trade border, and there has to be one until we rejoin the EU single market and customs union for goods. End the role of the ECJ as the final arbiter of disputes between us and resolve other issues. I mean, Lord Frost already accepted the role of the ECJ in the Northern Ireland Protocol, so she's going to have to go back on what Frost has already admitted, and the fact that the British government, or at least members of the British government at the time, admitted the fact that the EU Commission, the current EU Commission, has no mandate to renegotiate the protocol. So the only way you'd really be able to get rid of the ECJ properly in the protocol is to rewrite it, as far as I'm aware. She goes, we must now pick up pace on talks in New Year. Our preference remains an agreed solution. Okay, but that's not going to happen if this is what you want. If this does not happen, we remain prepared to trigger Article 16 safeguards to deal with the real problems faced in Northern Ireland and to protect the Good Friday Agreement. But that's not going to happen though. If you get rid of the Northern Ireland Protocol, you're going to put the Good Friday Agreement at more risk, because a trade border has to go up somewhere. You can't take Ireland out of the EU single market, so the only place then you can put the border is in the island of Ireland, which breaks the Good Friday Agreement and unleashes that Pandora's box again. So this whole thing doesn't make any sense. And for her to be Foreign Secretary, maybe she's as stupid as the last one we had. But, evidently she's playing the game here, because what she wants is to be Prime Minister. And the only way she's going to do that is by appealing to people like Brexit Hardman, Steve Baker, and that lot. And this is her big play here. That's why she's gone for this hardline stance, which is the same stance that Lord Frost took up until a few weeks ago before his resignation. Why? Because he realised he's in an untenable position. He can't win. If he climbs down, it makes the DUP very angry, and the hardline Brexiteers. And that's the problem. It's a no-win situation, because either she caves, right? She caves and gets rid of the red lines that we stupidly put up, right? Or she keeps them going and negotiations move nowhere. The only thing she can do is say, okay, the ECJ is a problem, but we want to get through the other talks, but leave getting rid of the ECJ on the table, and then get agreements around medicines and agri-foods, but leave the ECJ as an issue, leave it as an unresolved issue for the long term. And then she can keep saying, we're working on the ECJ thing, but look at what we've done in the meantime. I've done more than what Frost has done. That's her only way she can kind of spin this. But even then, those people in the DUP, it won't be good enough, because they want to get rid of the ECJ. They want to get rid of the trade border entirely in the Irish Sea, and they won't be able to do that. And that's why she won't be able to win, because she can't do the fundamental thing that they want, which is get rid of the trade border in the Irish Sea and have unfettered access for goods leaving GB to NI. The only way she's going to do that is by rejoining the EU single market and customs union for goods, but she's not going to do that. But anyways, that's been a long ramble about Liz Truss, who, I think she's a lot more intelligent than people give her credit for. She does play the role of the clown, but she plays it quite well. But then again, the person who played the role of the clown before, we found out isn't an actual clown, Boris Johnson. So I don't know. But I think she's a bit more intelligent than people give her credit for. And she's clearly posturing for the role of Prime Minister, especially with her, riding a tank and threatening Vladimir Putin like the British military stands a chance against the Russian one. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.